Here. Here. Feel. Hear, feel, think.
Oi, you alright, lad? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Rolling off the ship got your stomach churning, hasn't it? Hmm, don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the ether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others, see, and we ain't too far from Vilbren now, which is chock full of etherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Ugh, might as well have been bloomin' seasicknesses. Ship's leaping around like a demented chocobo baby. I reckon I might head out on deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Limsa Lominsa is still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake and all, how's about you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see. Any road. Brennan's the name, and peddling's me trade. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lad, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you're one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Going whenever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. As long as you can avoid dying, I mean, ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business. These days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? To amass a fortune, of course. Fortune, eh? Well, it's a dream we've all had at one time or another. Once you've learned to handle yourself in a fight, you want to pay a visit to whichever crafting or gathering guild tickles your fancy. Limsa Lominsa is renowned for its smithies and armorers, not to mention its fisherfolk. And then there's its cooks, of course. Adventuring ain't just about killing things after all. A peaceful pastime may well help make your fortune. Just remember, though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Ugh. Ship's off the starboard bow. Pirate colors. Pirates? Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below! What is the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying Lominsan colours? Bastards either have a boatload of balls or a bugger all for brains. You can rest easy, friends. We made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept his head on his shoulders. I reckon I'd have lost mine otherwise. Them pirates gave up the chase. We must be close to port. Let's head up on deck and have us a look, shall we? By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa Lominsa? No, I've been here before. Thought not, but I'll wager there have been some changes since your last visit. Allow a journeyed itinerant to apprise you of the current state of affairs. Limsa Lominsa prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass a respectable nation. You'd never guess she was once a rum-swilling buccaneer herself. Of course, most folk ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with. Like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the Swedeln beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. At long last, land ho. Behold Limsa Lominsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Lemayan, goddess of navigation.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Rotano Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa. To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer. Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Lim Lane. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
And here's where we part ways, son. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, and it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this. By way of thanks for saving me arse earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied person I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, May the navigator guide this brave soul on his life's voyage, till sea swallows all.
Hey, you there. Hi, I mean you. This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. And an adventurer fresh off the boat, innit? Allow one of Limsa Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lad. Haven't gone all day. Once you've initiated a quest, a prompt will appear detailing its objectives and rewards. Click on the Accept button in the lower left corner to add the quest to your list of current duties. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city, and without a bit of local knowledge, you're likely to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench, and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far. Just head straight down this street and speak with Grafar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and then take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Bateron. He's the proprietor of the Wench. You might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Yep. Tells us what the duty list is, which I already have set up. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. If you've a mind to visit the Drowning Wench, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Well, who am I to say no? Let's go. Complete a quest by right-clicking the NPC with a checkmark. Yep. Greetings to you, lad. What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for the drink, are you? You've come with a mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. The name's Bateron, and this most hospitable of hostilities is the Drowning Wench. 'Tis also the home of the Adventurers Guild, here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wanting the throats of me regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Not that they need it in these parts, on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again, and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame him after everything that's happened? Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but lost our homes weren't for the only things that got wiped off the face of the existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories, too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way that makes all the sense. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from an odd night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, this goddamn calamity spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. Just like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against the blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd gull. Is this what's got people calling these arrows the warriors of light? If Limsa's ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need venturers to help her banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones of legend, I guess. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to adventurers effort well spent. What say you, lad? You willing to lend us your strength? Me thanks to ye, and the navigator and all. I knew she'd steered me your way. I knew she steered you my way for a reason. Ah, but listen to me, yattering on like a sun-touched fish wife. 'Tis high time we got your mark in me book. Put your scroll right there. Walter Fitzroy, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friends signals, were you? Now hold on just a moment there, officer. You got the wrong bloke. This fine, upstanding young gent is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lad wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings. Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Aye, you make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I'll keep one eye open at all times, me and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard full of your finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Marathor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? You'll have to excuse these eager, bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spate of kidnappings, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Oh, no, not what I wanted to do. There we go. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lominsans can be a headstrong bunch of bastards, it's true. But given time, we'll grow on you. Now, where was I? Oh, aye. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a few too many black belly whiskies. Now, take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning you the ways of the city. Already know how that works and how that works. Okay. Oh, would you look at this, a shiny new adventure. Listen close, lad. I have some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through the Bulwark Hall not long ago. Saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Lominsa is a busy port, not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skainrail, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Aldskift the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down to the floor and point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetherite, a device what can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetherite where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your venture and bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the aetherite. Don't go throwing your gil around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker than you can say, "Where's my coin purse so light?" I have a word with Soulsblade. Instead, he's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old Octant, and he'll treat you well. Last time you help Valence, I suggest you meet some fellow axe-wielders at the Marauders Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few tricks for swinging that Ed-splitter of yours if you join their crew. Bathalda at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that, lad. Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on the little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. I'd best be getting on the run along, eh? Oh great, there I go, sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road, while you're out, if you happen to have passed any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale a well listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble upon them. For example, Nania over yonder has been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear to see what she has to say? You like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a man folk can trust, the jobs get harder and the rewards more generous. If you've the time, I'd also seek the advice of the smith here in the wench. The lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them what they're just starting out in the profession, and that, my lad, is how you go about becoming a legend among adventurers. Main menu, navigation, cool. Take the crow's lift. Sanctuaries tell you about safe spaces, where the longer we spend in them, the more we will receive an XP bonus. Yes, as you suspected, these highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They're the prime ingredient for the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into a sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Alphic lavender, a common enough export from Limsa Lominsa. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, son. But not to worry, you've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. And I will never touch these potions ever again. Ah, another novice adventure. I better have sent more than a few of your kind this way, late. I am Sundamal, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means of travel, swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of Aetherites in their connection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. And I can use return to travel back to my home Aetherite one time for free every 15 minutes. Oh! I've got to redo these. There we go. There's so much I don't have access to. I guess I could have... yeah. Oh, wait. There's an Aetherite right here. Running around the top here is always like my least favorite part of Limsa. So this is going to be slightly annoying for a short period of time. When I get to the Aft Castle, I also need to pick up... let's do this. I also need to pick up the 5 pieces of mail I have waiting for me, because that's going to be fun. Those are outfits. We could also do Hall of the Novice. Oh. And I have access to the rest of Lanasia. Oh, whoops, wrong way. So used to going to the Maelstrom. But we are a couple hundred hours out from that yet. Delivery Moogle! There's been so many holidays back to back up here, this seems barren. Delivery Moogle says his thing. Detailing the Moogle delivery service. Okay, so. Now we will finish this quest. Visit the Marauders Guild. I would be happy to. Ho there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are you? Any axe worth swinging needs 2 hands on the haft and has a blade what can make short work of a galley's mast. It's the kind of weapon our members can train to use with deceptive swiftness and all too predictable force. Are you interested in hearing more, lad? Then why don't I give you the short version of the guild's founding history so we can go from there. It all started with ships, you see. What have ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. It all started with a ship and ship repair. What? Am I boring ye? As I was saying, any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel and generally laying waste to all about ye. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the marauder begin to take shape, especially among pirates where strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. But once the Gladian Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates against Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats neither. They were warriors who sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is your heart's desire, then you'll find no better arena into which to practice your swings. Think it over, then let me know if you fancy joining our ranks. I have a feeling I'll be seeing more of you soon, lad. Alright then, all that needs doing now is to speak with the Axemaster himself. Sounds simple. I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. That's the folk right there in the middle of the room. Warren Zone's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lad. Good fortune to you. Yes, I'm Warren Zone. Axemaster, they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauders is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Beltoda, but once more I shall challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits the initiate of the Marauders Guild? I am prepared for carnage. Very well. Your name? Attend me well then, Walter. Hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will ofttimes be your own. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straight away into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the beating, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature have fallen to your blade. Oh, and this is the quest that unlocks the hunting log for me, too. A fine evening to you, sir. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all 4 corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived at the docks. Huh? You bear a gift from Baderon? Whatever could it... Ah, my octant! By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the winch. Along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all of your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Ah, there you are, Walter. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you mean to base yourself on Limsa Lominsa, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. Now you've got some idea of what's where, you can start exploring the rest of the town. You're showing a good ear for listening, lad. Stick with old Bedaran and you'll go far. I need to be level 4 before I can do that quest. I think this is also level 4. Yeah. So we go do the Way of the Marauder. Fate system, battle, and achievements. XP and binding items. Flock of sheep bitten by diseased bats has grown frenzied and is charging at full speed towards the Zephyr Gate. The infected creatures cannot be allowed to enter the city, so they must be driven off or put down. Oh. Are we done already? Combos. One more. I hit level 5 trying to get this fate done. Fate rewards. to turn in this quest. You return to me a different man. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of the slaughter of which you are capable. But there's much training to be done before you will wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lessons, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act. You shall have this hunting log to aid you in that endeavor. Its pages are marked with opponents suitable for honing your skills. There are, of course, myriad methods by which you may improve your techniques, but when the way forward is not readily apparent, the log provides a reliable source of challenges. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the Marauder way. Implacable, relentless. Such must be your momentum on both the practice grounds and the battlefield. Hunting log. Yeah. Walter, you approached me with a Marauder's strides, determined, unswerving, and bereft of the hesitation that marked our first meeting. I am pleased. Time has come for you to begin a new stage in your training. Now, what sets the axe aside from the gladius or the dagger? Is it the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade? Or it is the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade, and that overwhelming power can only be properly directed by extraordinary physical strength. Thus we come to the core of the day's lesson. Such strength as a Marauder must possess is developed through a traditional method passed down through these generations of the Guild, a method that you too shall be taught to employ. Present yourself to Bronbar in the practice area downstairs, and he shall instruct you further. Practice area downstairs. Is there a downstairs? Oh, there is. Okay. The X-Master told me you'd be on your way. My name's Bronbar. Good it is to meet a new Marauder. Now, axe wielders build strength and control by splitting boulders. That's right, our traditional method involves smashing a rock with your axe. You can't use just any old swing. You need to hit the rock just so. Rotgame, a fellow Marauder, is waiting just outside the Zephyr Gate, by the bridge over the Rogue River. She'll tell you how it's done. So now we go to the Zephyr Gate. Not before picking up this quest, though. An alarming number of citizens have gone missing of late, though I suspect you've already heard the rumors. It is essential that we ascertain their safety. To this end, I have prepared a list based on reports from our citizens. Would you be so kind as to deliver it to my colleague in Bulwark Hall? Nadalika is her name. My thanks in advance, friend. I could just pick up all these quests while we're here. Give me something to run back and forth to. Morden would like to make you a completely legal proposition. You want for coin, adventurer? How'd you fancy working for the Kraken's Arms, one of the greatest pirate queues in Limsa? If you're interested, take yourself up these air steps to the balcony above and talk to Carvalane, our captain. Do right by him, and he'll do right by you. Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Seventh Sage, purveyors of the finest spices from the East. All of our products are guaranteed obtained through completely legal means. Oh, you do not seek spices, but employment. Well then, let us speak of how you might be of service to our organization. Our Misery returned from her latest voyage, bearing exotic spices never before seen in Eorzea. I have prepared 2 samplers, each of which I would have you deliver to certain individuals. The first is for Janad, whom you will find at the Coral Tower, and the second is for Master Limsa, head chef of the Bismarck. And do make certain the right person gets the right set. Go now, return here once you have accomplished the task. A new sample from the Seventh Sage. Let's have a whiff of it then. You smelled nothing like it afore. The notice came with it says it's a root what grows in Athard. Last I heard, Athard was under Imperial rule. How the seven hells did Carveline manage to get a hold of this? Any road, I reckon I can cook up something fresh and new with it. Thanks for the delivery, friend. Beg your pardons, good sir, but you are an adventurer, are you not? I realize this is sudden, but we urgently need help restocking our larders. We are in the midst of preparing a full-course meal for soon-arriving guests, but I fear we're short on fresh land for the main course. I'd be grateful if you could procure 4 slices for us. I dare say it would be quickest to obtain these directly from the source, wild lambs. In case you are unfamiliar with the creatures, I suggest you speak with Ablefar, sentry stationed in Bulwark Hall, just below the Drowning Wench. Oh, oops, that's going to be in here. Night Culinarian Guild. We spare no effort to ensure that all our patrons enjoy the finest food and hospitality, and it is doubly hurtful when someone decides to leave without settling the bill. Nary Beligo, a first-time patron, did just that. Ursusmo is the one who lovingly prepared the man's meal. She is quite upset by the whole affair, and has taken it upon herself to draw an illustration of the offender. And I trouble you to deliver it to the Yellow Jackets on our behalf. Ursusmo should be done adding the finishing touches by now. I poured my heart and soul into that grilled dodo. If I ever get my hands on that scoundrel, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Here it is, my rendition of the criminal. Please deliver it to Godibert at the Coral Tower. He'll know what to do. Oh, you've returned. I hope you do not harbor any ill will towards me for my earlier deception. You see, I believe the most important lesson for a green adventurer to learn is that he should always question the motives of everyone he meets. If I have given offense, allow me to make it up to you with some advice. Tell me, have you visited the Eyes outside the Tempest Gate past Madman Bridge? The sentries stationed there keep watch over the road, and just when trouble arises, they sometimes turn to outside help. If you wish to make a name for yourself as a trustworthy adventurer, you should speak with Encreta at the Eyes and offer your assistance. Still in Limsa, are you, Walter? How would you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stelwern, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirate types, if you can believe that, and has been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needing another end or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and press the old bastard. Need directions? The place ain't too hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out of the city and follow the road northeast. These days, poor veteran's so busy looking after others he hasn't been able to look after himself. He deserves something for his efforts. Whenever he's in his cups and starts speaking of the old days, he never fails to mention Orile. And he seems his mates used to eat the creatures on occasion. It's obvious he still has fond memories of that life, so I'm thinking a few Aurelia umbrellas might be something he'd appreciate. Could you help me by procuring 4 of them? If you're willing to help, speak with Clindrael by the Aft Castle. She knows where various wild beasts congregate. If you're looking for a place to wet your whistle, Scrag, I'd advise you turn tail and run. Captain Roswin's in no mood to be entertaining customers this eve, and even when she is, she ain't particularly good at it. Though maybe dealing with a customer is the sort of shite what might shake her from her doldrums. But if you mean to venture inside the missing member, best remember to pay your proper respects to the captain, lest you ain't afford to go missing. Kneeling a 4 would be a good start. Oh, so he knows his place. Good. If only the Krakens had the same sense of propriety. Bastards keep seizing every Garlean ship before we can take a crack at him. 'Tis a sorry state of affairs when your crew's reduced to preying on the leavings of that mangy bunch of man-boys. My younger self would be right disappointed to see how far we've fallen. Oh, that's full sads. So you do know something of my pain, but your sympathy ain't worth more than a pint of piss. It's well and good we got the Admiral's permission to capture Garlean ships, but what's the use if you keep on getting beat to your prey? We built a reputation reaving right off the coast of Vilbrand, not sailing a dozen realms into the bleeding sea. A few Imperial dogs found in Lominsan territory get snatched by krakens hunting in open waters. I rallied me crew's spirits when I said we'd be reviving the old ways, but after all our struggles, they seem resigned to letting those bastards have all the fun. Huh? You're trying to make light of me dilemma. Don't push your luck, Scrag, or I'll gut you with a hook like a regular pirate. Huh? You're trying... Oh, wait, that's it! We're pirates, goddammit! We should think like pirates. Buck are keeping Lominsan water safe. We'll raid supply shipments to the Garlean outpost along the coast of Aldenard. So it's so bleeding simple, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Thank you for your unintended inspiration, Scrag. To think I almost had you fed to the sharks. The emote tutorial, yay! I gather you're meeting with the captain went well. I could hear her crackling all the way out here. Well, whatever you did, thank you for doing it. Last thing we need was her going on another rampage, ruining deck swabs and leaving us with less meat. It ain't easy playing by the Admiral's rules, but if anyone can find a way, Captain Roseman can. Beardron actually likes Aurelia umbrellas? Gods, I never even considered trying to eat one of those foul things. Nevertheless, if it's Aurelia you seek, you have to find plenty by the river just past the Tempest Gate to the east. Sure, since we're here. Oh, and we got our hunting log shit. When the wheat farmers of Lower Lenosio were losing large portions of their crops to locusts, they turned to Millivan's Gate, who introduced Celides, cane toads, to the fields to devour the Vilepin. Unfortunately, the cane toads, who have no natural predators on Vilbrand, have taken over the region, leaving the farms with no choice but to slay them all. Okay. There's a quest to finish out here, so I'll go do that. You say someone told you to come to me for work, lad. I'm afraid you've been had. We're known to hire adventurers, 'tis true, but we always go through the Adventurers Guild. Even if I wanted to assign you duties, Yellow Jacket regulations prohibit me from doing so directly. Now, if you don't mind working in an official capacity, I have a personal request I can make of you. The Grandmaster of the Red Rooster Stead. Anaox his name. He asked me to bring him some river toad livers, but the mere thought of pulling slimy livers out of slimy frogs gives me the shivers. Maybe you'd care to fetch a liver or three for me. You can get it by slaying the river toads that dwell around the eyes. You're a lifesaver, adventurer. Now I take these livers to Grand on myself, but I can't just up and leave my post. Not to mention the mere sight of those slimy things makes my stomach churn. Would you mind doing the delivering in me stead? Find old Inaok at the Red Rooster Stead, and you can turn those river toad livers to gill. I should have some new gear I can put on. Okay, the housing tutorial. I'm told that plots within Minster to be auctioned off. You, me, hells, even a 12's damn wandering minstrel could purchase their own piece of Lanasia. And upon that plot of land you'd be free to build a house for you and yours. You can't tell me the thought isn't at least slightly appealing, can you? 'Tis a bit surprising that the thalassocracy has the time and resources to prepare such an area, what with the kobolds and primals causing all manner of trouble. But who am I to judge the priorities of politicians, much less pirates, eh? Besides, I like nothing more than to own my own home. I've yet to verify the truth of the tale just yet, though. If you've no objections to taking a detour from your adventures, why not head towards the gate to Mist to see if there's a Maelstrom representative who can confirm or deny these land auctions. Now, a lifetime of meticulous research into the advancement of agricultural arts has taught me anything, is that the fruits of knowledge are incapable of preserving themselves. Without an adventurer's brawn to protect them, I fear all my work will come to naught. Take, for example, the splendid ogre pumpkin crop I was able to cultivate. Years of hypothesizing and testing at last made tangible, only to be snatched away by those subterranean sonars, the clever hegemons. I've already engineered the pumpkins to resist fire, drought, frost, weeds, and insects, and festive rituals. I just need someone to kill the moles. They call me the Stead Shepherd, but all three kinds of livestock we breed here fall under my crook. Nevertheless, sheep remain my first love, my one true passion. So you can imagine my dismay at finding my flock in frumpy fleece. I can't very well take worn-out wool to market. A sheep with no shine is good for nothing but mutton. But where there's wool, there's a way. See what Chartain has to say. I swear this is the last time I send that granddaughter of mine to fetch river-toad livers. Why, these are the livers I asked for. I should have known better. Ancredi has been a dainty since she was a wee lass. I regret any trouble I've caused you. I heard that the New World has used fish livers as fertilizer, so I thought I would give toad livers a try. A farmer can't be afraid to try new things. Nay, he must grow his knowledge as he grows his crops. That's how this farm grew to be what it is. You do well to stick around and see. I hope you don't feel sheepish about hauling a wee bit of wool. The flock's fleece is shorn and scoured, and the sack is all set to sail. Normally, the manic miller up north takes it and felts it for us. But it seems the only wool his carrier is tending to today is his blanket, the lackadaisical loafer. So I hoped he might see to it that sack fleece down by the flock's pen reaches the miller. White Saren is his name. Oh, we can get to... Interesting. What is an adventure? Ah, yes, the auctions. By order of the Admiral herself, mist and all plots within are to be sold exclusively to adventurers, so as to encourage their immigration to Limsa Lominsa. Why only adventurers, you ask? Practical necessity, really. Limsa is in dire need of fresh blood. Capable, courageous adventurers who will fight her foes and protect her interests. Those who build a home here will have that much more incentive to aid us. As for what manner of place Mist is, I think it best that you journey there and see for yourself. Please direct any other questions you might have to the recruit station just past the entrance. It teaches us about housing. My free company on my main character is based in Mist, so I'm very used to this by now. Oh, good. Okay. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to Mist. A Lominsa sent you, you say? Ah, that's unfortunate. All Lominsans are barred from participating in the auctions, you see, on account of the fact they're all, well, Lominsan. Admiral's degree. If you find the area to be to your liking, though, please consider speaking with the resident caretaker. She can guide you through the process of purchasing a plot for yourself. There you are. What news have you brought me? For the purposes of luring adventurers to Limsa Lominsa, that's unfortunate, but it does explain a great deal. Looks like my dream of owning my own home will have to wait a little longer, but don't you worry about me. My day will come soon enough. Mulgrim had little lambs whose fleece was white as snow, but everywhere the little lambs went, lice were sure to go. Now we're stuck with lousy sheep. In the time it takes me to brush one clean, the lice spread to 2 more. I just can't keep up with them myself. If you could brush 3 shaggy sheep for me, we might be able to wipe out this infestation altogether. Let Mulgrim know his sheep are in ship shape once you finished. All done. For an adventurer, you certainly know how to wield a lice comb. As I'm sure you have found, the sheep are delicate souls that require delicate care. Truly wonderful wool requires time, love, and tenderness. You must caress their coats ever so gently. Listen to their soft bleating in your ear. Feel the warmth of their breath on your neck. They may call it the Red Rooster stead, but make no mistake, dodos are the birds that keep the stead steady. Those sweet and tender eggs, that succulent meat, so long as you remove a dodoling's poison glands, you're in for some scrumptious and healthy poultry. They're so delicious, I've yet to remind myself some birds aren't just meant to be caged. Or perhaps I don't. Talk to Zapayan to see if we can't return those exquisite creatures to their pen. Am I ever pleased to see you? I was about to cry foul, but with your help we can round them up. Those dim-witted dodos pecked through the fencing and fled the coop. Luckily, they knew better than to leave the stead. There are 3 bolting dodos in all. If you spot one, just throw one of these dodo-sized sacks over its head. Once you've caught all the birds, would you mind leaving them in Mulgrim's care? I need to repair the fencing before I can return them to this enclosure, you see. I've heard everything. Hand me the dodos. Oh, my precious darlings. Without their poison breath, they're defenseless out in the wild. Daddy Dodo gets so worried. And now my dodos have another daddy. So stay around and look after my babies, won't you? At least until they're ripe for slaughter. Complete 10 unique quests, yeah. Can I... Oh, that Kubu's a little high for me. Maybe I can do it. Oh, hell no, I can't. Okay. We're all good. All good, all happy. No one's upset. Action specific to tanks. Just go kill these hedgehogs. Well, that was so easy, it makes me wonder why I spent my life formulating complex solutions to problems rather than merely going around killing things. Nevertheless, I'm afraid it's too late to alter my methods now. I'll continue to focus on these complex solutions and have you stick around to kill things. What hubris! What arrogance to believe that I, one woman alone, could overcome the unfathomably vast and profound mysteries of nature. But with you here, I'm sure we can do it. Can I partake in the inexorable march of science? The concoction I'm currently formulating could change horticulture as we know it. Imagine, a fluid one could strew over crops to ward off pests. All I need are some ladybugs and someone to squash them. Ladybugs simply cannot resist aphids. Find some elfic lavender, dab it with a bit of aphid nectar, and they'll come swarming to the slaughter. Return to me once you've collected 3 files of ladybug viscera. It's elementary, really. Aphids live in fear of ladybugs, and so applying the scent of ladybug blood to our crops is certain to ward off the parasites. We are manipulating the laws of nature. Of course, we could have just let the ladybugs go on defending the crops as always and not squash them for their viscera, but I hardly see the science in that. One reason I stayed out here so long is I do want to find the aetheryte in this area. Oh, it's to the south. That's so handy, I guess. Curse that blasted courier. Do the sheep stop growing? Does the mill stop churning? What entitles him to rest? Let him count sheep in his bed. The wool is at last mine, and soon the felt shall be wrought. Breathtaking, is it not? Proud sails turning, rugged gears churning. The mill never stops, and so neither can the millers assigned to its upkeep. Vigilance is the key. By addressing tomorrow's issues today, we assure the wheels of prosperity continue to grind. Unfortunately, I have my hands full with the work of the day, and cannot leave my station to tend inspection. I would entrust this duty to you. Seek out other 3 millers, heed their concerns, and apprise White Siren of your findings. Now, felting wool is all well and good for your run-of-the-mill miller. You know what gets my grindstone spinning? Grain. What worth has wheat? None. But once shred into fabulous flour, even the confounded Galagos can't keep their hands off of it. Which is precisely why you need to slay them and recover the 4 sacks they've pilfered. Once you have done so, take the sacks of flour down to the stead, and the Skarmer will take care of the rest. Well, you see the mill spinning, don't you? What more do you need to know? Only problem I have is you're meddling in my chores. Away with you, then. There's a quest out this way already. All this time, we've dug ourselves into a hole very well and truly. Stuck brimstone while shoveling through the mines, and now the rocks are rife with the reek of rotten eggs. The gas grew to be too much to bear. You'll need this clear earth crystal if you're to restore the earth and plug the leak properly. Just mind the sriffid clouds that brought on by the brimstone. Sack. Okay, there we go. Now that's a breath of fresh air. For many of the miners, a bit of brimstone is nothing to write home about, but I'm the one who has to write the letters when the gluttons choke to death down there. The prices metals command in the wake of the calamity will make us either rich or dead. Pshaw, the mill is fine. We'd be wiser to concern ourselves with the grubby scavengers that rob us of our yield. I haven't noticed anything off myself. Let's have a look now, shall we? Look there, the sail's been nicked a bit. Nothing urgent, mind you. The cloth we use is the same as they use for the sails out in the sea, made to stand up to bluster and wind. I trust you enjoyed your tour of the mill? You are impressed, yes? The matter of Eshishu's sail is most worrisome indeed. The matter shall be remedied at once. To delay acting until trouble occurs is to ask for trouble. The Grey Fleet stops for nothing. Full sail ahead. Kobold crimes of late give us ample cause for concern. Yet White Saren is content to pass them off as mere mischief-making. He cares more for the welfare of his mills than that of his workers. If only my beloved Mogrim knew of my plight, I am certain he would leap to the rescue all the way from his post with the Red Rooster stead. He often calls me his little lamb, and I am certain my absence could only have made his heart grow fonder. All the way over here, a 90-second walk. How are we ever going to make it? I guess in game time this is like a 20-minute walk, so that makes sense. All the eggs and milk in the world don't matter a lick without flour. Not that flour's any good on its own, mind you. The Galagos just hoard whatever they can get their filthy paws on. But now we got the whole kit and caboodle, thanks to you. It's a relief you were around, but at the end of the day we're still utterly unprepared should this sort of thing happen again. I'll keep watch over the gates here at the stead, but my watch extends only so far. The stagecoach that was supposed to pull in today never made it past Blind Iron Mines, but it arrived not long ago. That it was waylaid by someone or something. The coachman is a plucky fellow. If I know Wahoy Mahoy, he'll be poking around the mines, plotting to salvage his consignment. But ultimately, he is just one man. It would put my mind at ease if he could go to his aid. Indeed, the kobolds' steady incursions warrant wariness. And now they frighten my poor little lamb, the soul I love more than any other on 2 legs. We must summon the Yellow Jackets at once. I shall pen the missive warning Ospire of the kobolds' advance. You must deliver it to Lethegran checkpoint. There is no time to spare. To reach the Lethegran checkpoint, go first to Blind Iron Mines. Brown Root will guide you from there. Bound for the Lethegran checkpoint, you come to the right mines. You'll find most denizens of the dark will leave you be so long as you extend them the same courtesy, but kobolds can be a bit more belligerent. Still, nothing an adventurer of your venturesomeness can't handle, I suppose. You must be the outfit Skarmer sent. Thought you'd never get here. This kobold stuck me up and skedaddled with the garments, but don't you worry none. I'm fixing to get him back so as we can get him back. All you gotta do is mosey up on close to that stagecoach they hit and peek in, and bet your bottom gill those kobolds will come a-callin'. Once some critters come out, thwack. You pop them with the jaw and snag the loot. It's foolproof. You done good, partner. Rounded up enough to bring back to the stead, I reckon. I'll tend to the rest of this here mess. You go on ahead and make sure old Skarmer gets the goods. So back here we go. Good to see you return to us unharmed. And with 3 full bags no less, I'm grateful, but I fear this is hardly the last we'll hear of the kobolds. They've been growing more restless in recent moons, and this trend is like to continue. Anayak must be apprised of this incident. War is at our doorstep. So the kobolds are at it again. Not content with their own territory, the creatures have been pouring forth from their subterranean dwellings to wreak havoc on Lominsan land. But we won't stand for it. Our livelihoods are at stake. Alas, with neither side willing to give any ground, I fear there may be no peaceful resolution. You've seen with your own eyes how the kobolds have taken up arms against us. The mines of Ogormo aren't enough for the native nuisances of northern Vilbrand anymore. They've come to claim what is ours. Long ago, our war-weary forebears struck a short-sighted peace with the kobolds. What lay beneath the sea was to be Limsa's, what lay underground was Ogormo's. Yet what resolved one conflict created another, as the sea cannot fully feed, clothe, shelter the children of the land. Realizing this, the kobolds tacitly condoned the Lominsan settlement of Lanasia. But now the kobolds are aggressively asserting their dominion, threatening our very survival. Adherence to a pact is meaningless if it means our demise. It comes time for us to take a stand. Seek the wisdom of our Arnlona to do the next part. So, Aeneac has at last abandoned the naive hope that the kobold menace would abate of his own accord. Their numbers have increased manifold as they expand southward. The food shortage is spurred by overpopulation quicken the cycle of aggression. A common beggar would know better than to expect foodstuffs aboard a stagecoach bound for the stead, but the filthy scamps grow desperate. We need only set the bait and their hunger will be their undoing. Tell Aeneac that to make the arrangements. Oh, okay, Aeneac is literally a 5-second walk. Ingenious. We'll chop the hungry kobolds as one would any rodent. And I know just the bait to set. Tell Skarnmar to set aside some dodo meat from our next shipment. Set a bit of that in blind iron mines and the little gluttons won't be able to resist. I hand that dodo to you and you kill kobolds for me? A bargain if I ever heard one. Take this over to Quabadi, south of the mines. She'll know where it goes. Oh, hi. I can kill you in like one hit on my other character. Good to see the Red Rooster Stead hasn't turned chicken on us. Once you found a good hiding spot, open the crate of meat nearby. The kobolds will follow their noses, but by the time they see you, it'll be too late. Speak with an egg. You've done it. I expected no less. I don't know what we'd have done without you, which makes me wonder what will do once you've gone. I was hoping you might visit the drowning wench and speak with Braederun. It's no secret the Yellow Jackets pay him heed. Yep, he had put in a word, so the stead might produce the protection. Procure their protection. Is where I am headed. Okay. They say a messenger through the mines arrives faster than the crow flies from the stead. It is good to see you. I hadn't realized the extent of the kobold menace, but Mogrim's missive has opened my eyes. Should we fail to bolster the patrols of Lanasi and Lowlands now, we stand to lose the region altogether. I have not forgotten where the kobolds sought to seize the west. It would be best those there know their former nemesis has resurfaced. Though Stillworm no doubt remains vigilant, I would ask that you visit Summerford Farms to remind him that sleeping dogs may not yet be content to lie. Osfer's prudence befits his post. The Watchman's always seen threats over the horizon, which is all well and good, but the Sahagin swarming around our gates demand my immediate attention before ugly heads that haven't reared themselves in my recent memory. Still, I know better to disregard the bid of Yellow Jackets. Ah, you must be the adventure Baron promised to send along. You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stilwart. The old bastard's bitter and likely described me, and this here's my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship, like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merweb's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed to be too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists called in to train him have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. I have a mind to set you a task, Fitzroy, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly canned out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It might well be the ones that haven't traded their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Let's have a look at you, shall we? As long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care little for the laws of the land. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you'll have little trouble getting their attention. Symbol indicates the defensive stance defiance is in effect, which increases enmity. You can view the job gauge description anytime from the Actions and Traits menu, which is not visible on my HUD. Fitzroy, the aura of confidence tells me that you've not been idle since last we met. I hope I've read you all right, for I have a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Good to hear. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You'll have heard rumors of the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa Lominsa, as if plucked from the face of Hyur, boots and all, by an unseen hand. What's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure-tattooed faces have been creeping up to the edges of the fields and spy on my yeomen. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor come for the hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and their work's suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. Tis a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse for a morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lad. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner the place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Sisong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. E-Cloud, I need those. I assume there is a cave. And I will actually be synced down because I am over level 9.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone.
Ayishtola.
Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
I sense something right with this creature. Be on your guard. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna have that ability.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal Bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again, are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion, piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.